were worried. People were in shock. So I may not have words actually to explain that, because when government decides to send police officers accompanying goons to go and to get into a church and disrupt a church service, tear gas, a church building during a church service where women and children are in attendance, just because Rigathi Gachagua is there, just because Rigathi Gachagua will, tell one or two things about government that government does not want wananchi to know. It is a very sad situation. It is actually, sometimes I get really irritated by CS Roko, because, we used to appear with him here many times. But I think it's the high time, people in authority started, reasoning and saying things because they know that they have reason to say them, not because it's politically convenient for you to say something, and not because you want to please President Ruto. I think, and I'm not here to condemn anybody, but I think C.S. Roko, I'm only mentioning him because you have featured him, I think he is a disgrace to this society. And anybody else who has said that these attacks are organized by Rigathi Gachagua himself with a view or with an intention of, of getting sympathy from Kenyans. Fred, if Rigathi Gachagua is organizing goons and attacks to attract sympathy from Kenyans, where women and children and other innocent worshippers, for example, suffer the way we have been seeing, because this was not a first attack. If government hates Rigathi Gachagua and those that subscribe to his philosophy and his ideals, like you as truly here, why is government allowing those goons, in quotes, that Rigathi Gachagua has or is organizing with? People who even have guns, illegal guns, because if they were going to be goons by Rigathi Gachagua, masquerading as police officers with guns, why is government not, and they have NIS, National Intelligence Service. Mm-hmm. They should know whom it is and who is planning to do that and arrest them. Why I say, and I would really wish to meet somebody like C.S. Roko so that he can tell me why, as a cabinet secretary, he is lamenting. Why doesn't the government protect innocent worshippers from the goons of Rigathi Gachagua? Why have they not arrested them? They have been named.
Have you been summoned by police officers for any questioning with regard to what happened?
No.
Has there been any attempt?
They will not do that because they know they are the ones that planned these particular attacks. And the names have been given. You look at the Standard. Look at the Standard yesterday. Look at the Standard today. Rigathi Gachagua gave the names of the police officers who have been perpetrating these violent attacks against Rigathi Gachagua. And Fred, there are videos showing a police vehicle, leading a convoy of some other two vehicles ferrying these goons. Then somebody will want to tell you that the police officers were there to intervene because, of course, Rigathi Gachagua's goons, lobbed tear gas canisters to the church. In the first place, no particular, individual is allowed to hold, tear gas. Why don't they arrest?
Question, Senator.
Yes.
You've been a politician allied to the government at one point. There have been accusations that some politicians allied to the government now are the ones doing this. Have you, when you are allied to the government, ever had such kind of access to police service that you could get a police unit to accompany you somewhere and cause violence or block your arrival or do anything? Because that is the accusation now.
Not at all, Fred. And you must also remember that not every other pro-government politician has this kind of access to police. Just a few, maybe, who have been tasked with doing dirty jobs. So it's not every politician allied to government that has this kind of access. It's just a few politicians who have this access. And this access is given directly by the President Ruto himself. And that is why the President has not condemned. Have you heard President Ruto condemn that incident that happened in Yoweri on Sunday in ACK Betima? He doesn't. He won't. There have been other attacks in churches, in Kariobangi, in Mweki, in many other places. He does not condemn this because he knows he's the one who has empowered these politicians. And Fred, probably we should say, that it is the high time President Ruto tells the nation what problem he has with the church, what problem he has with women and children. No. Because the first church attack was in Kiambaa in 2007. And there are reports that he was linked to it. What is happening now when he's president and he does not even condemn that? This is a president who is on record as saying that he was prayed into office by the church. This is a president who used the church as a platform to get elected, to campaign. This is a president who now has a problem with the church, women and children. It is the high time President Ruto explains to the nation what problem he has with the church, with women, with children, all the way, because you cannot give politicians Senator, access.
I'm giving you more time because you were there.
Yes.
But there have been comments also immediately after the attack by some of your colleagues that, for example, the former deputy president had been abducted. Was there any truth to that? Or did some politicians on that side also try to play a few games?
No. What happened, Fred? And I don't think anybody claimed that the second deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, was abducted. I think when this particular incident happened, of course, everybody took off. You don't take off in any particular direction. And for some time, we did not know where Rigathi Gachagua was. And so people had panicked. And they were worried that maybe he had been captured or abducted. But nobody claimed that we had certainty he was abducted. Only there was some time, about 2 hours or so, that we didn't know where the whereabouts of the second deputy president. And that is people. We did not at any particular point in time claim that the second deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, was abducted. But people were in shock. People were worried that maybe these attacks were happening because maybe they wanted to capture him. And so we did not, and I want to repeat this because we didn't at any particular point in time claim that he was abducted.
All right.
We only claimed, rightly so, that we were not sure where he was.
Okay.